And then a little while later, while I was drinking some soda from my Target cup, that is a soft drink cup. And the straw was red too. Go figure the Target colors. I mean, guitar. You know what I mean.
Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are doing a quickie discussion. Today's quickie discussion is a rather short one, but it's one that I feel I need to cover because it is another video in my series of fail, which is a bunch of things that Chris Chan does that are considered to be items of fail or instances of fail or whatever you may call them. It'll go in the playlist anyway. Apparently, even though this is a fictional item, it still counts in the items of fail. I don't really understand how that works, but we'll just go with it. This is the oversized drinking straw fail. The oversized drinking straw fail was introduced in sub-episode 7 of CWCki 4, wherein Chris sucked on a beverage whilst evading jerk-offs, which is a normal thing for Chris even today. Numerous trolls and Encyclopedia Dramatica pointed out that the clumsy artwork made it look like Chris was filleting a big fat phallus, playing on his deeply rooted fear of becoming a homo, which, in case you guys didn't know, Chris Chan would look at porn to keep him straight because he was afraid of being tempted to become gay. In the version posted on the Wikipedia, Chris has edited the oversized drinking straw look slightly less retarded, but it really doesn't work. I don't know if they'll go in depth about it, but I'm gonna say my complaints here. Chris's mouth is still about the same size, so it still looks really, really weird. And now it looks even weirder because it looks like the straw is stabbing into his mouth, or it looks like he has a really long tongue that's going deep down into the can. And if we ignore the tongue altogether, he has no teeth or really fat lips. And if we ignore all of that and just go completely dumb, we see that there's a painting behind Chris that looks completely ridiculous. And I don't like it at all. It's just scribbles on the wall. That's lazy. Now, one thing that Chris felt like he really needed to do is he added little dots on top of it, like to make it look like a cup, and then added cola on the side. So very, very weird change. He didn't even bother like whiting out the entire cup. It's still partially red where you can see what it originally looked like. So I don't even know why Chris bothered with that. Like, I don't think the cup was the problem, Chris. It's worth noting that even the new and improved drinking straw is wider than any of Cartoon Chris's fingers or thumbs, which is true. I didn't even notice that. That is a fat straw regardless. And the part above the bin, for some reason, is narrower than the part below. Also, given the nature of Chris's terrible artwork, it is hard to determine which of the following is correct about his new mouth. Is it wide open, which is what I thought a second ago? If that's the case, it would be impossible to drink in that manner depicted, which is what I was saying too, unless it's like a really long tongue. Unless you got a vacuum of lungs like Kirby. The drinker's lips must form an airtight seal around the straw in order to draw liquid up through it, explaining how a straw works. Number 2, he has drawn himself with massive niggo lips, which is the term that Chris Chan used for describing African Americans. Very politically correct of him. Chris's lips may have simply been ballooned to an enormous size, giving him the impression that he's wearing Maybelline. Hilarious. Whatever the truth may be, Chris cannot even correct any of his mistakes without finding some other way to screw him up in the process. Now, there is an art gallery here. I only had to blur one image, which was literally them replacing it with a penis. So we're gonna look at all the other ones before we end this. We have Chris Chan and CWCki drinking out of the retconned cup with the lid, and they are both sharing it with the massive straws with soda leaking out. We have this wonderful MS Paint Chris, which somehow the painting looks pretty accurate to the one that Chris did. The straw is now as big as his head. Wonderful artwork. We have this one where the straw is even bigger. CWCki's giving me a weird face and the cup says Slurpee. We have this one where the straw is so massive that it is either clipping into the background or Chris is vomiting and has lost a tooth and it is ripping into his head. He sheds a single tear knowing that his mouth will never be the same again. There is no cup. It literally is a cylinder to which he holds upon. Very, very weird drawing. This one is Yellow Tooth Chris biting the straw. We cannot see the cup. This is Asperchew drinking from the straw, which I think that looks more like the retcon straw a little bit, but I can see where he was going. This is a hyper-realistic depiction of it. You can see the acne on Chris's face, you can see his accurate proportions, and you can see how ridiculous Chris's straw originally would have looked if he actually was drinking that, which is the main thing people point out, is that this is a depiction of a real event, even though it's like fabricated and has magical hedgehogs in it. It's still supposed to be a real event, and it would be funny to see Chris drink out of a straw that fat. This is a poorly done, sketchy, fucking terrible abomination. This is a very creative artist rendition of it. I don't know what the cup says. Maybe it says cop. I have no idea. Maybe lop. Who knows? This is a Fanta can with a cap on top of it, and that looks more like a funnel than a straw, but very accurate. They gave Chris's acne. And then this is a famous artist depiction of Chris Chan. He is devouring his soda. And this will probably be in my nightmares now. Thank you. And that was the oversized drinking straw fail. I know it was a short article. We're going to be having some short articles. Not all the articles are really long, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this article fail. It's Chris Chan yet again trying to fix something and somehow making it worse. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.
And then on the next floor, it's like, I had to warp in and take a shot at it. I mean, that's a soda cup. That's a beverage cup from a Target or Get Tarts Cafe. And what did I say against that sour vegetable? Yay, bravo! Good job. They applaud me. Okay, see y'all in the next book.
Before the credits roll, I thought I'd give a shout out to my multiple ways of making money. YouTube is slowly starting to sanitize the platform, making it harder for people to make money on edgier content like I do. So I'm reminding you guys that I have a Patreon. The Patreon has plenty of reward tiers, including seeing my podcast early, being able to join my fan Discord, and possibly even getting on the show if I can fit that into the schedule. I have video recommendation tiers that you can try to get into, and if all else fails and my YouTube falls apart, I always have a BitChute account, so remember to check out all these different things in the description below.